Welcome everyone. I'm Kyle, the director of the show, and thank you so much for coming to see Shakespeare in the Dark's Winter 2024 production of Much Ado About Nothing. I'm so excited for you all to see what all these amazing performers and crew members have put together, but I'm told I have to say a few words first. So we first ask that you put your phones on silent. Also, note that actors will be coming in and out of both doors and using almost all of the standing space throughout the performance. So we ask that you please try to remain seated. There will be a 10-minute intermission a little over an hour into the show, where you are free to leave the room and walk around as you please. We'll announce in here and in the hallway when there's a minute left until the show starts back up. And then we will flicker the lights when intermission is over to let the actors know to enter. The second half of the show will take about an hour, and then after bows, you will be free to go. Now, I'm obliged to make the joke, without much further ado. Yeah, thanks. I'm giving Much Ado About Nothing.
I read in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very nearby this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor upon a young Florentine named Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed bettered expectation than you must expect of me to tell you how.
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned and as pleasant as ever he was.
He set up his bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid at the flight, and my uncle's fool, reading the challenge, subscribed for Cupid and challenged him at the bird bolt. I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady, but what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man, but for the stuffing, well, we're all mortal.
You must, sir, not mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with 1. Who is his new companion? For he hath every month a new sworn brother.
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence and the taker runs presently mad. Oh, God help the noble Claudio.
You will not run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approached.
Good Signor Leonardo, are you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid costume. You encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no, but then you were a child.
You haven't told Benedict. We may guess by this what you are, being a man. Truly, the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonardo be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Oh, is it possible that Disdain should die when she hath such meet food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat? But it is certain I am loved of all ladies. Only you accepted, and I would that I could find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women! They would else have been troubled by a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than have a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other may scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse if 'twas such a face as yours were.
You're a rare parrot, teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse have the speed of your tongue, and so could a continuer. But keep your way, in God's name, I'm done.
You always end with the jade's trick. I know you were old.
That is the sum of all, Leonardo. Signor Claudio and Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonardo hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay at the least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer.
I bid you all welcome, my lord, being ordained by the prince your brother. I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please, your grace, lead on.
And Leonardo, we go together.
Did thou know the daughter of Signor Leonardo?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do for my simple, true judgment, or would you have me speak after my custom as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, Faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome. But, being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
And a case to put it into.
In mine eye, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such man. There is her cousin. If she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May to the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband. Have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hera would be my wife.
Is't come to this? Shall I never see a bachelor of threescore again?
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonardo's?
Would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
Hear this, Claudio. I can be as secret as a dumb man, but mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. With who? That is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonardo's short daughter.
If this were so, so were it uttered.
Amen. If you love her, for the lady is very well worth.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke not.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she's worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will dine it at the stake.
Thou wast ever the obstinate heretic in the spite of beauty.
I never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will hang my bugle in all women shall pardon me. For I will not do myself the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die look pale with love.
With anger, with hunger, or with sickness, my lord, not with love. Prove that ever I lose more blood with love, that I will get again with drinking, pluck out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen, and let me be vilely painted. And hang me up at the door of a brothel house for the sign of blind Cupid.
Well, as time shall try. In time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but ever the sensible Benedict bear it? Pluck off the bull's horns, and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted, and in such letters as they write, here is good horse to hire, let them signify under my sign, here stands Benedict, the married man.
If this should ever happen, thou wouldst be horn now.
In the meantime, repair to Leonardo's, commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
Oh, I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage. So I leave you.
Leonardo any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Must thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward upon this end of action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye. That liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and those war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young hero is.
Thou wilt be like a lover now, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love fair hero, cherish it, and I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have revelry tonight. I'll assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair hero I am Claudio. And in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is she shall be mine. In practice let us put it presently.
What the good here, my lord? Why are you thus of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore, the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
I wonder that thou goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. Must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait on no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath ta'en you newly into his grace.
I would rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied that I am a plain-dealing villain. I am entrusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a claw. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes there? What news brought you?
The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonardo, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will serve for any model to build mischief on. What's he for a fool who betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who, the most exquisite Claudio?
Even he!
A proper squire, and who? Which way looks he?
Marry on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonardo. I heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young Starnup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure, and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great feast. Their cheers the greater that I am subdued. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Now, brother, where's my cousin, your son? Hath he provided this music?
He is very busy about it, but, brother, I can tell you strange news that ye yet dreamt not of.
Are they good?
As the events stamp them, but they have a good cover, they show well outward. The prince and Count Claudio walking in a thick-pleached alley by mine orchard were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in a dance. And if he found her accordant, he meant to take the present time by the top and instantly break with you of it.
Hath the fellow any wit that told you of this?
A good, sharp fellow. I will send for him and question him yourself.
No. We will hold it as a dream till it appear itself, but I will acquaint my daughter with all if she may be better prepared for the answer if peradventure this be true. Go you with me, I will use your skill. Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I am heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Signor Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing, and the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
There. Half Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
Oh, and with a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man could win any woman in the world, if he could get her goodwill.
You will never get a husband if thy be so shrewd of tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I'd rather lie in the wool and...
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath no beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man, and he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, well, I am not for him.
Well then, go you into hell.
Run to the gate, and there will the devil meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head, and say, "Get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven! Here's no place for you maids." So up and away to St. Peter for the heavens, and there he so shows me where the bachelors sit, and there we live as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
In faith, it is her duty to make courtesy and say, "Father, as it please you." And yet, for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another courtesy and say, "Father, as it please me."
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered by a piece of valiant dust? No, uncle, I'll none.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you be not wooed in good time. If the prince be too important, tell him there is measure in everything, and so dance out the answer.
Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
Make good room. The revelers are entering.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I'm yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company.
I may say so when I please.
And when please you to say so.
When I like your favor, but that the lute should be like the case.
Speak low, you speak low.
I would you did like me, but not for your own sake. I have many ill qualities.
Which is one.
I say my prayers aloud. I love you the better. Here is my cry, amen! God match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
And God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer, clerk.
No more words. The clerk is answered.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Antonio.
At a word, I am not.
Oh, I know you by the waggling of your head.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
Oh, you could never do it so well unless you were the very man. You are he, you are he.
At a word, I am not.
Come, do you think I do not recognize you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to, you are he, graces will appear, and there's an end.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are.
Not now.
That I was disdainful, that I had my wit out of 100 merry tales. Why, this was Signor Benedict who said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I. Believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray. What's he?
He's the prince's jester. A very dull fool. His only gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him. For his commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he is in the the fleet, I would have you boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Oh, do. Who would make a comparison or two on me, which, peradventure, is not marked or laughed at, strikes him into melancholy. Oh, we must follow the leaders.
Never do the thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, I shall leave them at the next
Sure, my brother hath withdrawn Hero's father to break with him about Claudio. Ladies, I'll follow her, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio?
I know him by his bearing. Are not you Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I'm he.
Senor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You would do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affections.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus answer I, the name of Benedict, but hear these ill news with the ears of Claudia. Hold this. 'Tis so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore, all hearts in love will use their own tongues. Well, farewell, hero!
Claudio! 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 Count Claudio!
Yea, the same.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow, or about your own business, County. Because the prince has got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you, leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll be the post.
If it will not be, I'll leave you.
Oh,
Can I have that back? Thanks.
poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. But that my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's jester? I'm not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person, and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor, where's the count? Did you see him?
Oh, I found him here, as melancholy as a lodge in a warrant. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of this young lady and offered to bind him up a rod as being worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
Flat transgression of a schoolboy, who being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
Wilt thou make a trust a transgression? The transgression is in the stealer.
Yet it had not been amiss the rod had been made, for you, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest.
I will but teach them to sing and restore them to the owner.
If their singing answer your saying, by my faith, you say honestly.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman who danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
She misused me past the endurance of a block. She told me, not thinking that I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester. That I was duller than a great thaw, huddling chest upon chest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her termination, there were no living near her. She would infect the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had left him before he transgressed. She would have made Hercules turn spit. Yay, and have cleft his club to make the fire too. But come, talk not of her. I would to God some scholar would conjure her. For when she is here, it is as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary, and people sin upon purpose because they would go thither. So indeed, all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follows her.
Look, here she comes.
Will you command me on any expedition to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the Antipodes that your grace can devise to send me on, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy.
None would desire your good company.
Oh, God, sir. Here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for his single one. Marry, once before, he wanted of me a false dice. Therefore, your grace may well say I have lost it. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
How now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sick nor sad, nor merry nor well, but civil, Count. Civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
I'll be sworn, if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her all my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count! 'Tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I would be a little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin! Or if you cannot stop his mouth with a kiss, and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yes, my lord. Alas, poor heart, I thank it. She tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Oh, good Lord, for alliance, and thus goes everyone to the world but I. And I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
No, I would rather have one of your fathers getting. Have your grace near a brother like you.
Will you have me, lady?
No, not unless I may have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Niece! Will you look after those things that I told you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle.
Uh-huh.
Cousins, God give you joy. By your grace's pardon.
She cannot endure your tell of a husband.
Oh, no, my lord, she mocks all her words at a suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, my lord, if they were but married a week, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudio, when me, you would go to church.
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence just 7 night away and too brief a time for me to have all things answer my mind.
Come, you shake the head at so long of breathing, but I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring the Lady Beatrice and Signor Benedict into a mountain of affection, the one with the other.
I'm for you, my lord, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
I will do any modest office, my lord, to ensure my cousin to a good husband.
If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my dread.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonata.
Yay, my lord. But I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinal to me. I am sick.
and his pleasure towards them, and whatsoever comes athwart his affections ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero. I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
Ah, the poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother, spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation you do mightily hold up to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of this?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero and kill Leonato. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them. I will endeavor anything.
Go then, tell them that you know that Hero loves me. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances which shall seem no less likely than to see me at her chamber window, hear me call Margaret Hero, and bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. There shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance and all the preparation overthrown.
Grow to this what adverse issue it can. I shall put it into practice. Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation of my cunning shall not shame me.
Boy! Signor? In my chamber window lies a book. Bring it hither to me in the orchard.
But I am here already, sir.
I know that. I would have thee hence and here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, should, having laughed at such shallow follies in others, so become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a one is Claudio. I had known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife, and now would he rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I had known when he would walk 10 miles afoot to see a good armor, and now will he lie 10 nights awake, carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier, and now is he turned orthography. His words a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not, and I won't take my oath on it, but I will be sworn he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise or I'll none. Virtuous or I'll never cheapen her. Mild or come not near me. Noble or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what color it please God. Oh, the prince, and this your love, I will hide me in the arbor.
So the evening is as hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
See where Benedict hath hid himself?
Oh, very well.
Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song again.
Oh, good my lord Tex. Not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once.
Is the witness still of excellency, a strange based on his own perfection? I pray thee sing and let me woo no more.
Well, note this before my notes. Not a note of mine that's worth the noting.
No notes, forsooth.
So, no more. And were deceivers ever, one
wants it never. So sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nonny, nonny. So sing no more ditties, sing no more of tongues so dull and heavy. The thought of man was ever so, since summer first was leafy. So sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into a hey, nonny, nonny.
By my troth, a good song.
If he had been a dog that should have howled us, they would have hanged him.
Yea, Mary, your welcome song. Get us some excellent music, for we'll have it tomorrow at the Lady Hero's chamber window.
Best I can, my lord.
So, farewell. Come hither, Leonardo. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
What?
Stop on, the foul sits. I did never think that lady could have loved any man.
No! Nor I neither. But so wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Wait, in that corner?
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith like enough.
Oh God! Counterfeit? Never came counterfeit a passion so close to the life of passion as she so discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
What effects, my lord!
The hook well, this fish will bite.
She will sit you. She will sit. You heard my daughter tell you all.
She did indeed.
I should think this a goal, but that the white-bearded fellow speaks it. Knavery sure cannot hide itself in such reverence.
Has she made her affection known to Benedict?
No. And she swears she never will. That's her torment.
Tis true indeed. So your daughter says, shall I, says she, who have so often countered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
That this, says she now when she is beginning to write to him, for she will be up 36, 22 and a half, 20 times a night, and she will sit in her smock and write till she hath writ a sheet of paper.
Now, you talk of a sheet of paper. I remember a pretty jest your daughter told us of.
She did indeed. She was sitting and reading, and she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheet. She tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence. Railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one that she knew would flout him. I measure him, says she. Though I love him, if he were to write to me, I would flout him. I should.
Then, down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses.
No, sweet Benedict. God give me patience.
Yes. And the affection hath so much overborne her that my daughter is sometimes afeared she will do desperate outage to herself.
It were good that Benedict knew
This
of it.
is very true.
It were good that Benedict knew of it by some other if she will not discover it.
To what effects, my lord? You would but make a sport of it and torment the poor woman worse.
And we should at Lord Alms to hang him. She's an excellent sweet lady, and out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
And everything but in loving Benedict.
Hero thinks that she will die. For she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her rather than she bade one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit.
Oh, he's very proper, man.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedict and tell him of her love?
Oh, never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay! That's impossible. She may wear it out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I do love Benedict well, and could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how unworthy he is so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
They do not dote on her upon this. I will ever trust my expectation.
Let the same net be spread for her, and that shall your daughter and her gentlewomen carry. Let us send her, call them into dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They had the truth of it from Hero. They almost seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me. Why? It must be requited. Oh, I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that can hear their detraction and put them to mending. They say she is fair. 'Tis a truth, I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis true, I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. Well, I will prove it, nor no great addition to her wit, nor no great argument to her folly. For I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some remnants of wit broken on me, since I have railed so long against marriage, but doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled. When I said I'd die a bachelor, I did not think I'd live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice. Oh, by this day, she's a fair lady. Oh, I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid thee come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the message.
Just so much as you may take upon a knife's point and choke a dog withal. Have no stomach, senor? Fare you well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. That's as much to say that any pains that I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not love her, I'm a villain. Oh, you'll get her picture!
Good Margaret, run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice.
whisper her ear and tell her I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the pleached bower, where honeysuckles, ripened by the sun, forbid the sun to enter, like favorites, made proud by prince that advance their pride against that power that bred it. There will she hide her to listen our conference. This is thy office. Bear thee well knit and leave us alone.
I'll make it come. I warrant you presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, our talk must only be of Benedict. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this is little Cupid's crafty air made that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin. For look where Beatrice like a lapwing runs close to the ground to hear our conference.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with her golden oars the silver stream, and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice. Fear you not my part of this dialogue.
Then go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait that we lay for it. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her with, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affection and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Oh, why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love! I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn right sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on. And her wit values itself so highly that to all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape, nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so. And therefore it were not good she knew of his love, lest she'll make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. Why, I never yet saw man, how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backwards. If fair-faced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. If tall, a lance ill-headed. If low, an agate's very vilely cut. If speaking, why, a vein flown with all winds. If silent, why, a blood moved with none. So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice's cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. She would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedict, like cupboard fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Oh, yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with, when doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy, always accepted, my dear Claudio.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's light. I warn you, we have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by halves. Some keep his cool with arrows, some with traps.
What fire is in my ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? What? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on, I will requite thee, taking my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind up our loves in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it. Better than reportingly.
I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, and then go I towards Erin.
I'll bring you thither, my lord. You'll vouchsafe.
Nay, that would be as great soiling the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child his new coat, forbid him to wear it. I will only be bold for Benedict for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot, he's all mirth. Yeah, twice or thrice cut Cupid's bowstring, and the little hangman dare not shoot at him.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are saddle.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant. There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Yet say I, he is in love.
There's no appearance of fancy in him, unless it be a fancy he hath the strange disguises.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. He brushes his hat o' mornings. What should that bode?
Nay. He rubs himself with civet. Can you smell him out by that?
Yeah,
That's as much as to say the sweet in love.
The greatest note of it is his melancholy.
Nay, his jesting spirit, which is now to a lute stringing, governed by stocks.
Indeed, that tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude. He's in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know. I warrant one that knows him not.
And his ill conditions. And, despite of all, dies for him.
She shall be buried with her face upwards.
Yeah, this no cure for the toothache. Old senor, walk aside with me. I have 8 or 9 wise words to speak with you that these hobby horses must not hear.
Upon my life to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. You were on Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice, and then the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good evening, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you. Yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
I know not that when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I now will manifest. For my brother, in dearness of heart, hath hoped to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely, suit ill spent, and labor ill bestowed.
Why? What's the matter?
I came hither to tell you if the lady is disloyal.
Who, hero?
He and she. Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal.
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of a worse word, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not to further warrant. Go but with me tonight. You shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her, but it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so.
I will not think it.
I will disparage her no farther till you are my witnesses. Bear it but coldly till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
O day untowardly turned.
Mischief strangely thwarting.
O plague right well prevented! So will you say, once you have seen the sequel.
Are you good citizens and true?
Yea, or else it were pity, but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless citizens to be constable?
Hugh Oatcake, sir, or Georgina Seacole, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbors. God hath blessed you with good names. To be a well-favored man is a gift of fortune, but to write and to read comes by nature.
Both which, Master
You have! I knew it would be your answer! Oh. Now you are thought here to be the most senseless and fit people for the constables of the watch. Therefore, bury the lantern. Now, this is your charge. You are to comprehend all vagrom men. You shall bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Well, then take no note of him, but let him go. And presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. Now, you shall also make no noise in the streets. For the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know it belongs to a watch.
Why, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchwoman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your bills be not stolen. Well, you're to go around to all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
And how if they will not?
Well, then let them alone till they be sober. If they make you not the better answer, then you may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir.
Now, if you meet a thief in the night, you may suspect him, by virtue of your office, to be no true man. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Not truly by your office, you may, but I think the most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
You have been always called a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man that hath any honesty in him.
It's very true.
This is the end of the charge. You are to present the prince's own person. You may stay the prince if you meet him in the night.
Nay, Byre Lady, that I think they cannot.
Okay, 5 shillings to 1 on it with any man that knows the statutes. They may stay him. They may stay him? They may stay him! Now, marry not without the prince be willing. Duh. For the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
Oh, Byre Lady, I think it be so.
Well, masters, good night. And there should be any matter of weight chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsel, and your own. Good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge.
Let us then sit on the church bench until 2, and then all to bed.
One word more. I pray you watch about Signor Leonardo's door tonight. The wedding being there tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
What? Conrad!
Please, sir, not.
Conrad, I say! Here! Ah! Man, I am at thy elbow!
Oh, stand thee close then, under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain. Thank you. And I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some treason, masters. Yes, stand close.
Therefore know, I have earned tonight of Don John 1,000 ducats!
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
That shows thou art unconfirmed. For thou knowest that the fashion of a doublet, or a cloak, or a hat is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is apparel.
I mean the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
Tush, I might as well say the fool's the fool. But seest thou not what a deformed thief this fashion is?
I know that deformed. He has been a vile thief this 7 year. He goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Did thou not steer somebody?
No. 'Twas the bane on the house.
Seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is? Thank you. How giddily he stirs about all the hot bloods between 14 and 5 and 30, sometimes fashioning them like the Pharaoh's soldiers in the Ricci painting, sometimes like, God's priests in the old church window, sometimes like, the shaven Hercules, in the smirched, worm-eaten tapestry.
But art not thou thyself giddy with the fashion too? That thou hast shifted out of thy tale into telling me of the fashion?
Not so neither. But know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the Lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans me out at her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince and Claudio and my master, planted and placed and possessed by my master Don John, saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero.
Two of them did. Two of them did, the prince and Claudio, but the devil my master knew she was Margaret. And partly by his oaths which first possessed them, partly by the dark night which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander Don John had made. Away went Claudio in rage.
You tried to do the prince's name. Stand! Call up the right master constable.
We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
And one deformed as one of Masters! Never speak, we charge you. Let us obey you to come with us.
We're like to prove goodly commodity being taken up of these men's bills.
Commodity in question, I warn you. Come, we'll obey you.
Good Ursula, wake my cousin Beatrice and desire her to rise.
I will, lady.
And bid her come hither.
Well,
My troth, I think your bravado were better.
No, pray thee good make, I'll wear this.
Why, my troth's not so good, and I warrant you your cousin Beatrice will say so too.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this. God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill soon be heavier by the weight of a man.
Why upon thee, art not ashamed?
Of what, lady, speaking honorably, I think you'd have me say, saving your reverence, a husband! No, lady, but true thinking do not rest. Bad thinking do not rest, true speaking. I will not offend anybody. Is there any harm in the heavier for a husband? None! I think it be the right husband and the right wife. Otherwise, 'tis slight and not heavy. Ask your Lady Beatrice herself. Here she comes.
Good morrow, cuz.
Good morrow, Hero.
How now do you speak in this tune?
How about all other tune, methinks?
Clap into light of love, that goes without a burden. You sing it and I'll dance it.
'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I'm exceedingly ill. Well,
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband.
for the letter that begins them all, ache.
These gloves the count sent me, they are an excellent perfume.
I'm stuffed, cousin. I cannot spell.
A maid in stuffed! That's goodly of catching a cold.
Oh God, help me, help me. How long is it that you have professed apprehension?
Ever since you left it, does not my wit become you rarely?
It's not seen often enough. You should keep it in your cap. By my troth, I'm sick.
I've got the perfect thing for that. Hold on. Take some of this Cardus Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It's the only thing good for a qualm.
There thou prickst her with a thistle.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? Have you some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? No! I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think, perchance, my lady
that I think that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love, but I am not such a fool to list what I think. In fact, or to think, I cannot think. If I were to think, my heart is thinking, but Benedict was such another, and now he has become a man, and despite of his heart, he eats without grudging, and he swore he would never marry, but in despite of his heart, he loves now, so, and I don't know how you've been converted, but methinks you look with your eyes like other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop. Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, Signor Benedict, and Don John, all of the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Help to dress me, good cuz, good naked Ursula.
What would you have with me, good neighbors?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, it is a busy time with me.
Mary, this it is, sir.
Yes, the truth it is, sir.
Uh-huh. What is it, good friends?
Verges, sir, speaks a little off the matter, sir, an old woman, sir, and her wits are not so blunt as God help I would desire they were, but in faith honest as the skin between her brows.
I thank God that I am as honest as any woman living. That is an old woman, and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous. Calabash, neighbor Verges.
Neighbors! You are tedious.
Aw.
Are you ready to know what it is?
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your lordship's presence, obtained in a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
A good old woman, sir. She will be talking. As they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. God help us, it is a world to see. Well said. In faith, neighbor Verges, well said. Well, God's a good man, and two men ride of a horse, one must ride behind. But an honest soul, in faith, sir, by my troth she is, as ever broke bread. But God is to be worshipped, all men are not alike, alas, good Lord.
I must leave you.
One word, sir. Our watch, sir, have comprehended two auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take your examination yourself and bring it to me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be suffragettes.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
Go, good neighbor, go. Get you to Francine Seco. Bid her bring her pen and inkhorn to the jail. We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I'll warrant you. And as for these fine citizens, they can take a 10-minute intermission in the meantime.
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you intend to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediments why you should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, Count?
I dare make his answer none.
What men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do. Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, do you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold, how like a maid she blushes here. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Comes not this blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
My lord, if you and your own truth have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
I know what you would say. You will say that if I had known her, she would embrace me as a husband and so extenuate beforehand sin. No, Leonardo, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister, show bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on me seeming, I will write against it. You seem to me as Diana in her orb, as chaste as is the bud ere to be blown. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord will that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored, who have gone to lead my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they're spoken. These things are true.
Leonardo, stand I here. Is this the prince? Is this the prince's brother? Is this face heroes? Are our eyes our own?
God defend me, how am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero? Who can blot that name with any just reproach?
Marry that can, hero. Hero itself can blot out hero's virtue. What man was he that talked with you yesternight? Out at your window betwixt 12 and 1. Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man that hour, my lord.
Why then are you no maiden? Leonardo, I am sorry, you must hear. Upon mine honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her. Hear her at that hour last night talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath, like a most liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they've had 1,000 times in secret.
Fine, they're not to be named, my lord, not to be spoken of. There is not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernance.
Oh, hero. What a hero hadst thou been if half thy outward graces had been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. Oh, but fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell, thou pure impiety and impious purity. For thee, I'll lock up all the gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never shall it be more gracious.
Hath no man's dagger here a point for me?
Why, how now, cousin, wherefore you seek down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light smother her spirits up.
How is the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle. Hero, why, hero? Help, uncle, Signor Benedict, friar.
Take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for a shame that may be wished for.
How now, cousin Hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she not deny the story that was printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not open thine eyes, for did I think thou wouldst not die quickly, thought I thy spirits were stronger than thy shames, I would, without rear word of reproach, strike at thy life. Grief I had but one too much by thee. Why had I one? Why wast thou ever lovely in mine eyes? I could have said, no part of this is mine. This shame derives from unknown loins. But mine, and mine I loved, and mine I praised. She has fallen into a pit of ink, that the wide ocean hath drops too few to wash her clean again, and salt too little that may give season her foul-tainted flesh.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I am so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night, I have this past 12 months been her bedfellow.
Confirmed, that was made stronger, that was before barred with ribs of iron. Why would the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, that loved her so, that to speak of her foulness, washed away with tears? Hence from her! Let her die!
Hear me a little, for I have only silent been so long and given way unto this course of fortune. By noting of the lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face, 1,000 innocent shames beat away those blushes. And in her eye there hath appeared a fire, to burn the errors that these princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool, trust not my reading nor my observations, that this sweet lady lie not guiltless here under some biting error.
But friar, this cannot be. Thou seest the grace she has left is that she will not add to her damnation a sin of perjury. She not denies it. Why seekest thou to cover with excuse that which lies in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man is he you were accused of?
They know that do accuse me, I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which made in modesty what doth word, let all my sins lack mercy. Oh, my father, prove to you that any man with me converse to hours unmet, or that I yesterday maintained the change of words with any creature, refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strangeness Persian in the princes.
The two of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lies in John the bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villainies.
I know not. If they but speak true of her, these hands shall tear her. If they thus dishonor her, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the princess left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on your family's old monument hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
What will this do? What good will come of this?
Marry, this will carry shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. That is some good. She, dying as it must be so maintained, upon the instant that she was accused shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every year. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination. And every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in more precious habit, more moving, delicate, and full of life into the eye and prospect of his soul than when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn, if ever love had interest in his heart, and wish he had not so accused her, no, though he thought his accusation true. Let this be so, and doubt not but success will fashion the event in better shape than I can lay it down in likelihood.
Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you. And though you know my inwardness and love are very much into the prince and Claudio, yet by mine honor, I will deal with this as truthfully and justly as your soul should with your body.
Seeing as though I flow in grief, the smallest flame may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Presently away, for to strange sores strangely they strain the cure. Come, lady. Die to live. This wedding day perhaps is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason I do it freely.
Surely, I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
Might a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not, it were just as possible for me to say I loved nothing so well as you, but believe me not, yet I lie not, I confess nothing, or I deny nothing. Oh, I am sorry for my cousin.
Beatrice, by my sword, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I swear, I love thee.
Oh God, help me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
Oh, you stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
Then do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Very sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in your heart. Pray you let me go.
Sweet
In
Beatrice.
faith, I will go.
Let's be friends first.
You easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height? A villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman. Oh, that I were a man. What? Bear her in hands until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh God, that I were a man. I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with the man out a window. A proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Oh, sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Listen, Beatrice.
Princes and counties. Surely a princely testimony, a goodly count confect, a sweet gallant. Surely, oh, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had any friend that would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, and valor into compliment, or men are only turned into tongue. And trim once, too. He is now as valiant as a Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. And thereupon I will kiss your hand. So I leave thee, and as you hear of me, so think of me. Go comfort your cousin, for I must say she is dead. And so, farewell.
Is our whole assembly appeared? One.
Which be the Malika?
Oh, Mary, that am I, and my partner.
Nay, that's certain. We have the exhibition to examine.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, let them come before me. What is your name, sirrah?
Baraccio.
Oh, pray thee write down Baraccio. And yours, friend?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Oh, write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yea, sir. We hope.
Write down that they hope they serve God. And write God first, for God defend, but God should come before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
Well, a marvelous witty fellow, I assure you, but I will go about with him. Come hither, sirrah, a word in your ear. Masters, I say it is thought you were false knaves!
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Stand aside! For God, they are both in a tale. Have you written down that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Yea, Mary, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. Why, this is flat perjury to call a prince's brother villain.
Master Constable.
Pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats. Oh, of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Oh, villain, thou wilt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, and upon the grief of this, suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let them be opinioned.
Let them be in the hands of Coxcomb.
Oh! Oh, God's my life, where's the sexton? Let her write down Prince's officer, Coxcomb. No. Oh, come bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Wait, you are an ass.
Ah!
You are an ass.
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that she were here to write me down an ass! No! Can I borrow that? Thank you. Thou villain! Oh, remember that I am an ass, masters, though it be not written down. Yet forget not that I am an ass, thou villain. Thou art full of piety, as will be proved upon me by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and, which is more, an officer, and, which is more, a householder, and, which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as is any in Messina. And one that knows the law, go to, and a rich fellow enough, go to, and a fellow that has had losses. And one that hath 2 gowns and everything handsome about him. Bring him away. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself. And 'tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee, cease thy counsel, and let no comforter delight mine ears, but such a one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed of him like mine, and bid him speak of patience. Measure his woe, the length and breadth of mine, and let it answer every strain for strain, and thus for thus, and such grief for such. And I of him will gather patience. But there is no such man. No, for 'tis all men's office to bid patience to those that suffer under the ring of sorrow, but no man's more virtue nor sufficiency to be so moral when he endure the like himself. Therefore, cease thy counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
Yet bend not all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speakest reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me heroes belied. That shall Claudio know, and so shall the prince, and all those that dost honor her.
Here comes the prince and Claudio, hastily.
Good evening, good evening.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some hastily enough.
Ah, some haste, my lords. Well, fare you well, my lords. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
Who could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler thou. Nay, never lie thy hand upon thy sword, I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand if you should give your age such cause of fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man. Never flee or jest at me. No, Claudio, to thy head. Thou hast so belied mine innocent child in me, that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with grey hairs and bruise of many days do challenge thee to a trial of man. I say thou hast belied my innocent child, and thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, so that she lies buried with her ancestors. In a tomb where scandal never slept, save this of her strain by thy villainy.
My villainy.
Thy villainy, Claudio. Thine, I
You
say.
say not right, old man.
My lord, my lord. I'll prove it on his body if I dare.
Away. I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daft me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou shalt kill me, thou shalt kill a man.
He shall kill two of us, and men indeed, but that's no matter. Let him kill one first. Whip me and wear me. Let him answer me. Sir boy, I'll whip you from your bony fence. Nay, as a gentleman, I will.
Brother.
Content yourself. God knows I love my niece, and she is dead. Slandered to death by villains that dare as well answer a man indeed as I dare take a serpent by the tongue.
Brother Antonio!
Are you content? What, man? I know them, yea. Scambling, outfaced, fashion-monging boys that lie and cog and flout, deprave and slander, go antically and show outward hideousness, and speak off half a dozen dangerous words how they might hurt their enemies, if they durst. And this is all.
Gentlemen both, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but upon my life, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very
My
full
lord,
of
my
proof.
lord!
I will not hear you.
No? Come, brother. Away. I will be heard.
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
See, here comes the man we went to see.
Now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Tomorrow, sir, you are almost come to part almost afraid.
We had like to have had our two noses snapped off with two old men without teeth.
Leonardo and his brother. What thinkest thou?
In a false quarrel, there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
We've been up and down to seek thee, but we are high proof melancholy and fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard, shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wit by thy side?
Never did any so, though very many have been beside their wit. But I will bid thee draw, as we do the minstrels. Draw to pleasure
I
us.
pray thee choose another subject.
By this light he changes more and more. I think he be angry indeed.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain! I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall lie heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
I will meet thee, so I may have good cheer.
Sir, your wit ambles well. It goes easily.
I'll tell thee how Beatrice praised thy wit the other day. I said thou hadst a fine wit. True, said she, a fine little one. Nay, said I, a great wit. Right, she said, a great gross one. No, said I, a good wit. Just, said she, it hurts nobody. But yet at last she concluded with a sigh that was the properest man in Italy. And if she did not hate him deadly, she would love him dearly. The old man's daughter told us all. But come, when shall we set the savage bull's horn on the sensible Benedict's head?
Yea, and text underneath. Here dwells Benedict, the married man.
Fare thee well, boy. You know my mind. You break jests, as braggarts do their blades, which God be thanked hurt not. For you and your many courtesies, I thank you. I must now discontinue your company. Your brother the bastard is fled. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my Lord Blackbeard there, he and I shall meet. And until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
A most profound earnest. And I'll warn you for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
Did he not say my brother was fled?
Come you, sir. If justice cannot obtain, you shall ne'er weigh more reasons in her bounds. Nay, and you be a cursed hypocrite once, you must be looked to.
How now? Two of my brother's men bound. Officers, what offense have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false reports. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixth, and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things, and to conclude, they are lying knaves.
Who have you thus offended that you are thus bound to answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. Do you hear me, and let this count kill me? I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confess to this man how Don John your brother incensed me to slander the lady Hero, how you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in Hero's garments. My villainy they have upon record, which I had rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation, and briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
And smelt this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
But did my brother set thee on to this?
Yea, and pay me richly for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed with treachery. Plenty is upon this villainy.
Sweet Hero. Now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance I loved at first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By now our sexton hath reformed signorly and nano of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Here comes Master Signor Leonato and the sexton too.
Oh. Art thou the name of child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, no, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is glad that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Count it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done if you would think of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
By my soul nor I. And yet to satisfy this good old man, I'll bend under any heavy weight he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here how innocently she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad intervention, hang an epithet upon her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight, and tomorrow come you to my house, since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter, almost the copy of my daughter that's dead, and she alone is heir to my fortune. Give her the right you should have given my daughter, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow come you to my house. Tonight I take my leave. This naughty man shall be brought face to face with Margaret, who I believe had a hand in all this wrong, hired to by your brother.
No! By my soul she did not, nor knew not what she did when she spoke to me. Has always been just and virtuous in anything I do know by her.
Moreover, sir, which is indeed not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me an ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment. And also, the watch heard them talk of one deformed. They say he borrows money in God's name, the which he hath used so long and never paid that now men grow hard-hearted and will lend nothing for God's sake. I pray thee examine him upon that point.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Well, your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverent youth, and I praise God for you.
There's for thy pains. There's for thy pains.
God save the foundation!
Go! I discharge thee. And I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I humbly beseech your worship to correct yourself as an example for others. God keep your worship. I humbly give you leave to depart. And if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow morning, my lords. Farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight, I'll mourn with Hero.
Sweet Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hands by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty.
In so high a style, Margaret, that no man living shall come over it, for in most comely truth thou deservest it.
To have no man come over me? Must I always keep below stairs?
Thy wit is like the greyhound's mouth, it catches.
And yours like the fencer's foils, which hits but hurts not.
It is a manly wit, Margaret, and will not hurt a woman, so therefore call Beatrice.
I will call Beatrice to you, who I think hath legs.
And therefore will come. The God of love that sits above and knows me. How pitiful I deserve. I mean in singing, but in loving, Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. I can find no rhyme to lady, but baby. An innocent rhyme, scorn, horn, a hard rhyme, school, fool, a babbling rhyme, very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a wooing planet, nor I cannot woo in festival terms. Oh, sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I call thee?
Yea, senor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken, fare you well now. But ere I go, let me go with that I came, which hath knowing what passed between you and Claudio.
Nothing but foul words, and thereapon I will kiss thee.
But foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome, therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I will shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. But, tell me, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For them all together, for they maintained so politic a state of evil that they would not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love, a good epithet, it is true, for I do love you against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart, if you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I can never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession, for there is not one wise man among 20 who shall praise himself.
Oh, so much for praising myself, who, I myself will bear witness, is praiseworthy. But, tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill, too.
Love me and mend. But here comes one in great haste, and I must leave you.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. It is proved my lady Hero hath been falsely accused. The prince and Claudio mightily abused, and John is the author of all who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you come hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. And yes, I will go with you to your own home.
Is this the monument of Leonardo? Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death, in guerdon of her wrongs, gives her fame which never dies. So the life that dies in shame shall live with death in glorious fame. Hang this there upon the tomb, praising her when I am dumb. Now, music, sound, and sing your solemn hymn. Pardon, goddess of the night, those that slew the virgin night, for the witch with sounds of woe round about her tomb they go. Pardon, goddess of the night, those that slew the virgin night, for the witch with sounds of woe round about her tomb they go. Midnight assist our prayer, help us to sigh and raise yon and yield your dead, till death be all to rest. Now into thy bones, good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Thanks to you all and leave us. Fare you well.
Your morrow, masters, each his several ways.
Come, let us hence and put on other weeds, and then to Leonardo's we will go.
And Hymen now, luckier issues speeds, and this for whom we rendered up this world.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
Well, I'm glad that all things sort so well.
And so am I, being else by faith and forced to call you and Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter and gentlewomen all, withdrawn to a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither masked. The prince and Claudio hath promised by this hour to visit me. Brother, you know your office. You must be father to your brother's daughter and give her to young Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Signor?
Oh, to bind me or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonardo, truth it is, good signor, your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That I my daughter hath unto, 'tis most true.
And I do, with an eye of love, requite her.
The sight whereof came from me and from the prince and Claudio, but what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical, but my will is your good will may stand with ours to be conjoined this day in honorable marriage, for the which, friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here come the Prince and Claudio.
Tomorrow to fair semblance.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry my brother's daughter? Come, brother. Call her in. Here's the friar ready.
How now, Benedict? Why do you wear such a sad face, so full of frost, of storm, of cloudiness?
I think he thinks upon the savage bull. Just fear not, man. We'll tip thy horns with gold, and all Europa shall rejoice at thee, as Europa once did with the lusty Jove when he played the noble beast in love.
For this I owe you. Here comes other reckonings.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
The same she, and I do give you her.
Give me your hands before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you like.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
Some here I defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
Former hero. The hero that is dead.
She died, my lord, whilst her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify, when after that the holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely of fair hero's death. Meantime, let wonders seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair, friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name? What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no! No more than reason.
Why then, your uncle, the prince, and Claudio are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
Do you not love me?
Troth, no. No more than reason.
Well, then, my cousin, Margaret and Ursula were much deceived, because they swore you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me?
No, just truly and friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loved her. For here's a piece of paper, written in his own hand, a halting sonnet of his own purebred, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another written in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
Aww. A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will take thee, but by this light, I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedict, the married man?
I tell thee what, prince. Since I do now purpose to marry, I will never say anything to any purpose that the world can say against it. So therefore, never flout at me for anything I have said against it. For my lord Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but as thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin. Come, we are friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our lives healed.
We'll have dancing afterwards.
First of my word, before playing music. Prince, thou art sad. Be a wife. There is no spot more reverend than one tipped with
My lord, your brother John is tamed in flight and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Come strike up, pipers.